25 lessons learned building $1 million business on YouTube. You ready, gents? Let's get into it. Lesson number 1, no man is an island. So when I got started 10 years ago, I tried to do everything on my own. Understand, when you're on a journey, there are always people out there that want to support you. Some are just going to simply say, keep going, great job. They'll be an ear to talk to. Don't feel like you've got to be alone on the island. Human beings are social beings. I found that some of the best people to talk with were my competitors, people who viewed as my competitors. Aaron Marino, Jose over at Teaching Men's Fashion. These guys have become some of my great friends because we are doing the same thing and we enjoy coming together. Hence why I created that whole conference, Menfluential. Lesson learned number 2, build real relationships. Now, I'm not talking about just going out and networking, getting to know someone's first name. No, actually get to know them as human beings. Spend time with them. I find that the relationships I've built with my business partners, who sometimes started off as competitors, I like to be around them. And I draw energy and strength just simply being in their presence. You can do this also with your teammates. If you own a company, you can get to know your employees super well, but also get to know those above you, your mentors. Remember this one guy, Chris Ducker, I reached out to him, loved what he was doing over at Virtual Staff Finder, which is basically, it's a company over in the Philippines, and it would help you find the perfect VA to work in your company. Then he told me about this other business he was starting called Youpreneur. I'm like, boom, I'll be one of your first customers. Youpreneur had a conference. I bought a ticket to London, and he's putting out a book, Youpreneur, which I want you guys to go check out. I'm going to link to it down in the description. But this is a mentor of mine, and this guy taught me all about how to systemize. Lesson learned number 3, what you spend your time on is what you prioritize. So a lot of people say they're busy. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. How about instead of saying you don't have time, just simply say it's not important. The thing is if you don't start to measure where you're spending your time, you don't know how you're spending it. And then when you do that, you're going to be faced with the reality of, wow, I'm making this choice and I'm saying, I'm basically saying no to this, which takes me to the next lesson learned. Learn to say no, and say no a lot more often. Lesson learned number 5, most things do not matter. Now, the guys over at 37 Signals, they talk about how there's a lot of noise out there. And what they mean by that is that you hear all this information coming your way, but understand only a very small percentage of it is actually useful. You've probably also heard the Pareto principle, that 20% of your effort yields you 80% of the return. But what's interesting is that goes even deeper, and you can do that 80-20 thing again in that 20%. So actually 4% of your effort yields 64% of your return. Your goal should be able to identify what is that 4% so that you can focus in on that and get the huge return on investment. Lesson number 6, don't believe your own lies. We lie a lot, especially to ourselves. We say that we're going to be able to make that deadline. We're going to be able to get that project out the door. Stop lying to yourself and be a realist. Lesson learned number 7, listen to people, but listen more closely to those you respect. I get a lot of suggestions, a lot of criticism, a lot of feedback, but the people I really listen to are those that I respect. Make sure that you're open to constructive criticism, but be careful of who you listen to. Lesson learned number 8, make your own decisions because you have to live with them. Understand that I put out a lot of information, but most importantly, what I put out is my thought process. I try to explain to you guys why I think this. So when you ask me to make a decision on your part, I can simply tell you what to do, but I don't have to live with it. Guys, make your own decisions. Lesson number 9, you reap what you sow. There's a reason why I keep Real Men, Real Style positive. We don't need the drama. Yes, I could get negative on certain companies, certain people. I'm not going to do that because that's not what my company is about. Lesson learned number 10. People may forget what you did, may forget what you said, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. Now I'm talking about your employees. Treat them with respect. Your customers, treat them with respect. Other people in your industry, even your competitors, treat them with respect. Put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself, okay, if it was me, what would I like? Treat everyone with respect, and it becomes pretty darn easy. Now, this next lesson learned is going to surprise some of you guys, but I think that you should treat your employees better than you treat your customers. But the key to this statement is that you should treat your customers really, well. These are the people that are going to stand by you to build your business. They're going to deal with your ups and downs. They're going to be around for years. Now, these next two lessons learned, I'm going to bring them into one point. We've got management is not leadership. And leadership and management are both needed in a company to succeed. Focused on the right thing. That's good management. But leadership is something different. It's not the strategic placement of people in a company. A great leader is someone that inspires because they never ask anyone to do something that they would not do themselves if they could. Initially, you are that one person, and then bring in somebody else who can actually have a dual role with you. Lesson learned number 14, identify which key skill you are weakest in and make sure to create a system so that you can solve this weak link issue. So let's say you're really bad at sales. You can do it because you have to do it. A professional could come in and yes, they would take 25% of whatever they sell, but they're going to do it so much better than you. You need to find that person and get that slot filled ASAP. Lesson learned number 15, you have to become comfortable making decisions with no guarantee of success. When you tell people this, most people are like, no, I'd rather go get that guaranteed paycheck. But there's no guarantee you're actually going to get that paycheck. I found the calculated risks that I take based off of what I believe is out there are well worth it to me. Now, lesson learned number 16 is that you will fail a lot. And that scares a lot of people. Rejection, falling down, being told no, starting and putting all this work. This is what makes it okay, is that I can try it again. I can start over. And when you realize most entrepreneurs is that we know that we try to fail fast and we try to find that idea, something that works, and then go with it. Now, this next lesson learned is about fear. And I know a lot of you guys have it. Guess what? Every entrepreneur that isn't crazy is scared. Yes, you will always be scared of these risks you're taking. That's normal and that's fine, but don't let the fear stop you from taking action. And that takes me to my next lesson learned. Start now. Imperfect action today is always better than perfect action a year from now. Find what's going to work, fail quickly, and then keep going forward. Next up, own your business. Don't let it own you. This is the only life that you've got. You want to make sure that you spend time with the people that you love, that you care about. The way I view a business is it should be like a high-end watch. Yeah, you have to shake it once in a while. You have to wind it up, but it should run okay without you for a set amount of time. So set things up in a way so that you can systemize, so that you can break free of your business. Now, these next 3 lessons learned, I'm going to bring them together. The first thing I want to talk about is to have working hours. Have set hours that you start and you end your workday every single day. You need to stick with it. I've got this office here. It's half a mile from my house. The reason I do this, I want a place where I come and then when I leave, I take nothing home with me. Because like any project out there, you will expand the time it takes to do something into the time that you have. I think the 35-hour work week is an amazing work week if you can get it down to that and even down to 30. Because what you're going to do is you're going to cut off all the fat and you're going to focus in on what's going to give you the high return. Next up, make sure to pay yourself first. So many entrepreneurs, so many business owners, they think that they're martyrs, that they're going to sacrifice their personal income, all of their personal wealth. They're going to put it right back into the company. Problem with this, though, is that you need to pay yourself. You need to actually give yourself that ability to go take that vacation. Next up, never stop learning. You may be 23 years old right out of college. Well, guess what? You have a lifetime of learning in front of you. At the end of the day, do not rest on your laurels. If you want to continue to be relevant, to be at the top of your game, you have to learn every single day. So this next lesson learned, to get the point across, I think I need to share it in the form of a story. So I'm at a high-level coaching program in Chicago. I'm in a room with 50 other business owners, and everyone in this room is much more successful than me. And we go around and we start talking about, what do you want to improve in your life over the next 3 years? Almost 75% of the people in that room said, I need to improve my health. I need to start eating better. You know, health is so important. And you lose sight of that when you're out there trying to have success. Don't forget to take care of your body. Next up, have fun. I'm trying to have a lot more fun with the business. I'm going to try to make these videos more enjoyable. I'm going to get into different subjects. And at the end of the day, I want to create something that I enjoy creating because this is my life. All right, gents, now it's your turn. I want to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know which one of these lessons learned did you love? Would you like to see me expand on? Should actually have been a video in of itself. And guys, go check out this book right here, Rise of the Youpreneur by my friend Chris Ducker. An amazing book. And don't forget, if you grab this book, send me an email, antonio@realmenrealstyle.com. When I have it available, I'll send you the video footage from Menfluential Conference. This is the only way you can get it, and I think it's worth your time. It's worth you spending a little bit of money to get something that could possibly change your life. That's it, guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next video, and that's it. Take care.